Welcome back. This story is called The Biggest Hypocrite Who Ever Lived. This was a guy who I encountered during my first year as an attorney. At that time, all new attorneys in Florida were required to take a 3-day seminar called Bridge the Gap, which was supposed to be a way of helping you become a practicing lawyer, to go from law school to becoming a practicing lawyer. There were speakers from all different areas of law, kind of giving you an overview of what was going on. We watched some films. There was a panel, people who were organizing the event. And during the week, during these 3 days, the people who were in charge kept hyping this one guy. This guy, they said, was an expert in the field of the use of language and how language affects the way people think. Okay, it had nothing to do with law, but he was a lawyer and this was his expertise. And they kept hyping this guy, saying, "This guy's great. We're so lucky to have him. We're going to film it. We're going to film his speech. We're going to send it all over the state. You know, you're really lucky." Remember, this guy, his expertise is in the area of how language affects people's perception. The first thing he did, this asshole, this hypocrite, as soon as he got introduced by a young woman who was an attorney, she sat down. Her name was Lauren. He gets up to the microphone. He goes, "Boy, that Lauren's got some great legs. Boy, look at those curves." I mean, completely inappropriate. He's trying to make a point, right? You shouldn't make sexual comments about people. Totally embarrassed this woman. I mean, totally embarrassed Lauren for no reason at all. But that's not why he's the biggest hypocrite. He starts talking. He's talking about language. At one point, he says the following. He says to the room, "How many female attorneys in this room have ever been accused of being a court reporter?" Okay? And dozens of women raised their hands. And I said to myself, where the hell does he get the word accused to describe a court reporter? This is the guy, remember, this is the guy who's the expert on language and the use of words and how the words create certain perceptions. If you use the word accused, you're talking about a criminal conduct. Being a court reporter is not criminal conduct. He could have said, "Have you been mistaken," right? Mistaken for a court reporter. That would have been fine. But no, he used the word accused, which has definite connotations, negative connotations. And I thought to myself, at the end of the speech, right, people were raising their hands and making comments. This was being filmed. Remember, this is going to be shown all over the state. I thought about it. I said, if I raise my hand and I point out what the guy said, how he used the word accused, it's going to ruin the whole speech because everyone in the room is going to agree with me. So I decided not to. I decided not to ruin the whole show. But I did go up there. I went up to the stage after the guy was done. I waited in line patiently to talk to him. He was sitting in a chair. And I walked up, it was my turn, and I said to him, "Did you say how many lawyers in this room have been accused of being a court reporter?" And he smiled, he goes, "Yeah, I sure did say that." And I said, "Don't you think the word accused has certain negative connotations like criminal behavior, and that was an inappropriate word to use at that point?" And he got completely silent, right? And he goes like this. He put his head down like that. And he goes, "You're right," like that. And I walked away. And that was it. That was the story of the biggest hypocrite who ever lived. Don't forget to read my book, Broccoli Time by Dante, available now on Amazon Books.